Trump's True Crimes, Episode 55, Charlottesville Lies. On August 12, 2017, a rally organized by white nationalist groups in Charlottesville, Virginia, quickly turned into a violent, deadly event that shocked the nation. The so-called Unite the Right rally led to clashes between far-right extremists and counter-protesters, resulting in one tragic death and dozens of injuries when a car was driven into a crowd of peaceful demonstrators. The world watched in horror as this wave of hatred and violence unfolded in real time. But what truly deepened the pain for many Americans was President Trump's response. Instead of condemning the white supremacist groups and unequivocally standing with the victims, Trump took to the podium and made one of the most controversial remarks of his presidency. He claimed there were very fine people on both sides. This statement was widely seen as an attempt to normalize violence from far-right extremists, suggesting that those protesting against the neo-Nazis and white nationalists were equally to blame for the chaos. Trump's words drew immediate backlash from both sides of the political spectrum. Even prominent members of his own party criticized him for failing to take a strong stand against hate groups. But why did Trump choose to defend both sides? Was this just a moment of poor judgment, or was it something more? For Trump, who had long been courting the far-right base and employing a rhetoric that many considered divisive, this comment was seen by many as a signal that he didn't mind fanning the flames of extremist support. In the aftermath of Charlottesville, Trump refused to walk back his words. He doubled down, claiming that he had been misunderstood, even as the country remained deeply divided over the issue. The media, activists, and political leaders alike were left questioning whether his rhetoric was simply careless or part of a larger strategy to empower these hate groups. Trump's defenders argued that his remarks were taken out of context, but that doesn't change the fact that the President of the United States failed to address the core issue at hand, the rise of white nationalist violence. His hesitance to firmly reject these hate groups stood in stark contrast to the kind of leadership many hoped to see in times of crisis. The consequences of Trump's handling of the Charlottesville tragedy continued to reverberate through the nation. It sparked protests across the country, igniting a national conversation about race, bigotry, and the role of the president in unifying the nation during times of extreme unrest. But it also helped galvanize the very hate groups that Trump had failed to fully denounce, emboldening them to carry out further acts of violence and spreading their message of intolerance. As we look back at the Charlottesville incident and Trump's response, it's clear that this was not an isolated moment. It was a window into the broader pattern of behavior that defined his presidency. Time and again, Trump sought to blur the lines between right and wrong, between decency and hate, ultimately leaving the country more divided than it had been in generations. And as we explore the aftermath of Charlottesville, one question remains. How much did Trump's words contribute to the emboldening of far-right violence in America? In the next episode, we'll explore the troubles surrounding Trump's social media platform, Truth Social, and how it became more of a liability than a success. The tech world's response to his ventures was not as friendly as he had hoped.